soon have you up and about again, Mrs. Mansell. You'll see.
Doctor?
How long has she been like this?
Well, that's just it. No time at all. We thought she had a feverish cold. Last night I slept in the spare room so as not to disturb her, and this morning she was like this. What is it?
Well, it could be a virus. It could be a massive, non-specific infection. They don't fit the pattern. Nothing fits the pattern. Now our heart's failing.
But Mrs. Mansell's always been so strong.
She's dying. Well, what are you going to do?
May I use your phone? I'll get her into an intensive care unit. Thank you, I'll hold on.
Can they do any good?
We shall have a chance.
No. 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 No!
Jenny! Jenny, come!
Sorry.
Mrs. Roberts, it's been 6 months. I really don't think my wife would have wanted this.
Your breakfast is ready, sir.
Now look, Mrs. Roberts.
I was very fond of the mistress, sir.
So was I.
If it offends you, sir.
No. No, it doesn't offend me.
Is everything all right, sir?
You spoil me, Mrs. Roberts, you always do.
It's what she would have wanted, sir. There's something else she would have wanted too, sir.
Oh, really? And what's that?
She always said you were the kind of man who needed a woman to look after him. She'd have wanted you to marry again.
But Mrs. Roberts, The way you keep her bedroom, the flowers.
That's my tribute. It doesn't have to be yours.
Modern mates. The scientific answer to loneliness. Discreet introductions effected. Complete psychophysical matching.
Liz, he is coming in this
You
morning.
won't be a minute, Mr. Matthews. Oh, get me the Matheson file, would you, Susie?
Oh, Susie. Morning, Liz.
Morning, Mr. Matthews.
Sort the Morgan contract out of that, would you please, Liz?
Mr. Matthews is waiting for you.
Good. Bonjour.
Susie?
Oh, go on. You've got it worse than I have.
No, Tony, we are in trouble. Laker and Todd were buying heavily again yesterday.
How many?
Another 100,000 shares, which means that with friends, associates, and nominees, yes, they now have 23% of our equity. Oh, there can be no doubt about it now. They're planning to take us over.
They've chosen their time. Hiring margins going up. New equipment coming in on stream. They want to step in and take all the gravy.
Right.
When's our interim report due?
Next week.
Take out the profits forecast.
Good.
We don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon.
Oh, well, we'll need the approval of the whole board for that.
We'll get it.
Yes, of course. Now, how about circularizing the shareholders?
No, it's too early. Wait for Laker and Todd to make their move.
Look, just a minute, Tony.
Do you think Mr. Mansell knows?
He doesn't show that badly. But then he never will know, will he? Unless you do something about it.
It's not that easy.
I thought you said you were going to invite him for a meal at your flat.
I am going to.
Well, when?
Soon.
Meantime, I'll get on to the bank. Tell them we could be in for a fight.
Yes, do that.
Right, I will.
Liz, come in and take a letter, would you please? No, on the second thoughts, it's personal. I write it myself.
Oh, I see. I've confirmed your meeting with James Carton at 11. Bates is downstairs with the car.
Good. That's all, thanks, Liz.
He said it was personal. He'd do it himself.
Well, then.
But I've always handled all his private correspondence.
Liz, I'll go and see Carton now, and then I'll go on to lunch. I've left a letter in the art tray. Mail it with the rest, would you please?
Yes, I will. You won't forget the Morgan thing after lunch, will
No.
you? And you've got Pearson and Drew at 3 o'clock.
Oh, yes.
And you promised to give Martin half an hour sometime today.
My dear Liz, what would I do without you?
That's what I say.
Susie.
Now, Roland's at the bank. Well, he's phoning me here later, by the way. He thinks we could increase the pre-tax cash flow by adjusting the depreciation charge, so bringing the PE ratio down to 10. Yeah, he also said...
I wrote to a marriage bureau today.
Yes, that we could make out a case for a ship... You did what?
I said I wrote to a marriage bureau today, you know. Man wishes to meet woman, object matrimony.
What on earth did you want to go and do a thing like that for?
I don't know, really. At first I thought it was something that Mrs. Roberts said, but I'm not so sure now.
Well, you know what's going to happen, don't you? You'll get landed with some old trout who'll look just like a giant anaconda. Yeah, in a bad light. She'll follow you around. Ah, that'll be Roland's now. Hello?
May I speak to Mr. Mansell, please?
It's for you. Wow.
Hello, Tony Mansell here.
My name is Clara Panton. Modern Maids gave me your name. They seem to think that we might suit each other.
Modern maids? But I only wrote to them today.
The mail service can do miracles when it wants to. No, Modern Maids rang me this evening. They seem to be quite excited at the prospect of putting us together.
Yes, well, it would be a pity to disappoint them, wouldn't it?
Just what I was thinking. Why don't I drop by your office tomorrow? Say, 12:30? We could take a look at each other.
12:30. Yes, that'd be fine. I look forward to seeing you.
I too. Good night, Mr. Mansell.
Goodbye. Giant anaconda?
Yeah. But don't get too excited. No, I had an uncle with a voice like that.
George.
Hello.
She said at the office.
So?
But I wrote on personal paper. She doesn't know where the office is.
Oh, I have a feeling that girl knows everything she needs to know. Yeah, and I'll tell you something else. I am going to be there when she arrives.
He's been in a fantastic mood today. Have you noticed? I almost took a chance and asked him for more money.
Yes, I had noticed.
He's kind of all excited. Hey, now's your chance. Why don't you ask him to come for dinner?
Devious child. You go a long way.
Well, you've always got to catch them at their best, you know.
I'm a devious female, too.
You mean you're going to?
Yes, just as soon as I fix this coffee.
Well, it's about time. Oh, what's happened, Liz?
Oh, I don't know, the percolator suddenly boiled over.
Here, keep the air off it. Oh, take you down to first aid. Well, you're not going to faint, are you?
No,
Come on.
I hate to make you feel giddy like that.
Sure you're going to be okay?
Mr. Mansell?
Is he expecting you?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'll just buzz him through on the intercom.
No, don't worry. I'll surprise him.
She will, too.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Think you can make it now?
Yes.
Has there been, well, has anyone, has a girl?
Snow White went that away.
Tony, about the board meeting. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were busy. Oh, good heavens. That's to say,
George, I'd like you to meet Clara Panton. Clara, this is my partner, George Matthews.
How do you do, Mr. Matthews?
oh, how do you do?
Clara's the girl we were talking about. You remember? The one from the agency?
But we've met before, surely. Wasn't it you who answered the telephone last night?
Yes, it was. Oh, indeed. Yes, indeed it was. Well, good heavens. What a remarkable ear you have, Miss Panton.
Yes, the one down by the river.
That's it, that's the one.
Suddenly got rather cold in here, hasn't it? Are you sure your central heating's on?
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm taking Miss Panton out to lunch. That is, if you haven't got a previous engagement.
Nothing that a few lies can't get me out of. Oh, we'll meet again, Mr. Matthews. Often.
Yes, goodbye, Miss Panton. Oh, Tony, you will be back in time to meet the bank, won't you?
Yes, bound a bit. If I'm not, stonewall them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Mrs. Roberts! Here, Clara. Yes, I promise you it's true. Let me take a coat. Mrs. Roberts. I'm sorry I didn't let you know that I wouldn't be back for dinner.
I wondered, sir.
But we would like to have coffee in the den now, if you don't mind. Oh, Mrs. Roberts, this is Clara Panton. Clara, this is Mrs. Roberts, the finest housekeeper in the Western Hemisphere.
Hello, Mrs. Roberts.
Pleased to meet you. I'll get the coffee.
She's all right. It's just that poor Scots blood. Here. In here. There we are. Now then. How about a little brandy with your coffee? Oh. Oh, never mind. It was a very ordinary ashtray. I was going to say, how about a little brandy with your coffee?
I shouldn't. I feel guilty enough already.
Guilty?
Well, I've monopolized you all day. You haven't been back to your office. You've missed your meeting with your bankers. You've left heaven knows how many tycoony problems unsolved.
Nonsense. I'm the one who's been doing the monopolizing. I just couldn't bear to let you go. I thought you might disappear and never come back. I don't want that. I want to be able to know that I can turn around and you'll be there.
So I am.
So you are. I want you to marry me.
But we've known each other one afternoon.
How long does it take?
And this, Mrs. Roberts. And, this. I'm sorry. I think I know how you feel. But you see, now that my husband and I will be using this room,
A man should be married.
I'm so glad you don't resent me. Oh, there's more, Mrs. Roberts. Here. And, I think you'd better clean out the rest of the drawers. I cleaned out the master bedroom today.
Oh, did you?
What's the matter? Those undertakers again?
Takeover merchants, not undertakers. Although they might just as well be from our point of view if they win.
Is it as bad as that? No, wait.
What? What?
I have a surprise for you. I bought you a present today.
Fresh.
Voila. Voila.
But why?
To replace the one that broke.
Well, it's much prettier than that one.
Thank you. Why don't you call a peace conference
What?
with those takeover merchants? Invite them here to dinner, away from the city. Try to find a middle way. Better than fighting them to a standstill.
Well, it's worth a try, isn't it? But you haven't met them.
Yeah, they're late.
They're here.
Well, I still think this is a mistake. You can't talk to toughs like that.
We'll see.
Tony? George? We'd heard that you'd had your proverbial luck, Tony. How do you do, Mrs. Mansell?
Clara, this is Mr. Laker.
How do you do?
And Mr. Todd.
We didn't think it was as good as this.
How do you do?
Going to turn her loose on us, are you? She might just do it, too.
Would you like drinks first, gentlemen, or dinner?
Let's eat.
I'll take your coat.
Thank you.
This way, Laker.
Todd.
So you see, all that Tony is asking is for an agreed merger rather than a takeover. Marriage rather than a battle. Peace rather than war. Doesn't that make sense?
Well, if you put it like that. Ben?
No, I'm sorry. It wouldn't work. Two men at the top is like two women in the kitchen. We're in a winning position. I don't see why we have to give anything away. Here's our bid. We're making it public tomorrow. I'm afraid you haven't got a chance. I'm sorry. It's a poor way to end a pleasant evening. That's business. Nothing personal.
Very well.
I'll get your coats.
Thank you.
Laker! Do you realize we shall fight you right down the line?
Oh.
Oh, it will be a messy business. Your track record's not the cleanest in the world.
We can look after ourselves.
Don't be too sure of that.
We are sure.
Gentlemen, how about another glass?
No, thank you. We have a long drive.
I wish we hadn't tried. It looks as if we've crawled now.
We haven't crawled, darling. Don't worry. It'll all come out our way. You'll see. It will come out our way. I know. Wait. There's something I've forgotten. Don't go away.
I know I've seen this face somewhere before.
I wish you'd seen it on me.
I somehow associate it with school.
much like a schoolmarm.
No. No, it was a school visit. Somewhat like the British Museum.
Oh, Tony not in yet?
I'm expecting him any minute, Mr. Matthews.
Right, I'll wait.
Would you like a coffee?
Oh, no thanks, no thanks.
Morning, George.
Ah, Tony. Have you heard the news?
No, what?
Laker and Todd crashed the rolls on the way back last night, burst into flames. They were both burned to death. Which, although it's a terrible thing to say, solves our little problem.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? But what a horrible thing.
It will come out our way, darling. I know.
Horrible. Extraordinary thing.
Well, no, not really. Not when you consider how old Laker used to drive.
No, I suppose you're right.
Type these out, would you, Susie? They're rather urgent.
Okay.
Liz, if Jameson calls, you deal with it. You've got the details. I'm just going to have some lunch.
Have a good... Ouch.
Here comes the ration strike. Hardly had time to get any lunch. Here, you did a rush job. What are you up to, anyway?
Just an idea. I'll let you know if it comes to anything.
Welcome home, darling.
This is what I need.
Come in, sit down. Relax. It's all over till tomorrow. Heavy day?
A bit spiky.
There. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see little flecks of gray. You're going to be very solemn when you're silver. You know, you mustn't feel guilty about Laker and Todd. It's terrible, I know, but you've benefited. I told you it'd all work out our way. You didn't want it to happen.
How did you know about him?
Oh, it's in the newspapers, silly. About the crash and the fire.
Is it?
I think I'd better see Mrs. Roberts about dinner.
I'll finish my drink and then I think I'll have a bath.
Yes, I'll run it for you.
I didn't see it in the paper. Clara.
What are you looking for, darling?
Nail clippers. I don't seem to be able to find mine.
They're in the drawer, where you always keep them. Yes.
This glove, isn't it the one that Todd lost?
Yes, it is. I found it in the hall. Put it in the drawer for safekeeping. But there doesn't seem to be much point now, does there?
What's this?
Oh, that's a pattern for a picnic rug. You do like picnics, don't you? We know so little about each other.
Yes, I do. I do like picnics.
I adore picnics. Dinner's ready. That's what I came to tell you. It's Chateau for you and a sinfully expensive bottle of your favorite champagne.
Will that be all, sir?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Roberts. You may go to bed as soon as you've finished.
All right, Mrs. Roberts, thank you.
She doesn't like me.
Nonsense. She's just got to get used to you. There's something I've been meaning to say. Modern mates never followed us up to see how we got on. And another odd thing, they never sent a bill.
Oh, darling. Do you mean to say that you got me for nothing?
That first day when you came to the office, how did you know where it was? I hadn't told you.
Oh, darling, you're not just anyone. I looked you up.
But you phoned me at home. I'm ex-directory.
Didn't I tell you, darling? I'm a witch. All women are.
Clara,
Hmm.
how did you know about Laker and Todd?
I told you, silly. I read it in the newspaper.
But it isn't in the paper. I looked.
Well, then I must have heard it on the radio.
What you were saying before
What was that?
about not knowing anything about each other.
That just makes it more exciting.
Yes, I agree. But little things like where you were born, brought up, what you were like when you were a little girl.
But you see, I was never a little girl. I was born a woman. My first conquest was the gynecologist who delivered me. Come.
Certainly overdid the port last night. Oh, dear. That was weak as a kitten.
That's not port, my boy. That's flu. You'd better get back into bed.
Yes, I think I will.
I'll ring the office and tell them. Even tycoons get flu, you know.
Thank you.
Tony in?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Matthews. That was his wife on the phone. He's staying in bed today. Touch of flu.
Wife like that wouldn't take flu to keep me in bed, what? Yes. Well, I'll just grab the Wilson file. Better get on with it myself.
I think this is what you want, Mr. Matthews.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, she's gorgeous, isn't she?
Where did he meet her?
Ah. Now, why do you want to know? Got in your way, is she?
What? No, just curious, that's all.
Oh, come off it, Liz. I've seen the way you look at him.
I enjoy working with him, that's all.
No, won't do. Maybe I'm not too hot with the ladies myself, but I have got a good eye. Never wrong about that sort of thing.
But I admit that I like him.
Like him? Oh! Liz. Of course you do. He's a very likable fellow. Well, now, if you really must know, he met her through a Lonely Hearts Club in the Times. Yes, Modern Mates or something.
Here, darling.
No, I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I know. I can never touch a thing when I have flu. Perhaps we can tempt you with something a little later. Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Now, let's lift you up and get these better. Try to get a little sleep.
You should get the doctor.
I don't think so, Mrs. Roberts. He'll be all right tomorrow.
He'll not be all right. He's been getting worse all afternoon.
You know how he hates a fuss. I think I'll wait until tomorrow.
I'm going to see Dr. Patterson myself in half an hour. I'll mention it to him if you like.
Oh, that would be kind. You really do look after us so well, Mrs. Roberts. Ah, and what a lovely, beautiful hair.
I'm so sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Mansell, but there are some papers Mr. Mansell should sign. I could still catch the 8 o'clock post.
Oh, you're the secretary?
Yes.
I see. Well, I'm afraid he can't be disturbed.
Well, it really is very important. If he doesn't sign, it could cost the company a lot of money. About £100,000, in fact.
Oh, well, if it's as important as that. But only 2 minutes, remember. Let me take your things. Yeah? I'm all alone this afternoon. Mrs. Roberts was knocked down by a car as she left the house this evening.
Oh, dear. Is she badly hurt?
Well, they're hoping that it's just concussion. But, she hasn't regained consciousness yet. Won't you come this way?
Thank you.
Darling, your secretary's here. I told her she mustn't stay long.
Oh, Liz. How nice.
It's the Selby deal, Mr. Mansell. We have to exchange. It just needs your signature.
Only 2 minutes, remember?
I promise.
Give me the pen. Unguide my feeble hand.
All signed?
He needs a doctor, Mrs. Mansell.
Yes, I know, but he hates a fuss. He won't let the doctor near him.
Well, I've just managed to persuade him to call Dr. Patterson. He'll be around first thing in the morning.
Oh, what a clever girl. I always say that a secretary can do more with a man than his wife.
Thank you. My apologies once again. I do hope Mr. Mansell's better tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, dear, I seem to be missing a glove.
Let's see.
Oh, there it is.
Oh. There you are.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
That's a lot now, going back over the last month.
Oh, bless you, Susie.
But if you tell me what you're looking for, I could help.
Thank you, Susie. But I don't want you to get involved.
Tony in.
No, he's still in bed. The doctor should be with him now.
Get involved in what?
It's puzzling. It's almost the same pattern as the first, Mrs. Mansell. There's nothing organically wrong, and yet...
Ah. Modern mates.
I take it you have no objection.
Hmm?
A second opinion.
Oh, yes, of course. Whatever you think best of. Goodbye.
What's the old quack say?
He says you have some new strain of flu. And that you're to stay in bed and do as you're told.
Hey, where are you going this time of day? You got a date?
Susie, you used to work in a newspaper office. How do I get an address from an advertisement box number?
It can't be done. Not legally.
Illegally, then.
Don't tell anyone that I told you.
Well, just popped in to see how the patient was doing. Yeah, and if you ask me, I think you're having us on. Just wanted a couple of days in bed. Yes, next week is my turn.
George, the Morgan deal.
Oh, now everything's under control. Good Lord, you're not indispensable, you know. Yeah, well, nice to see you, Squire. Expect you back next week.
I'll bring you some soup later on.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he's never been ill in his life before, and look at the state he's in now after a day and a half.
The doctor's arranged for a second opinion.
Second opinion? Oh, he's going to need more than opinions.
If anything did happen, George, you'd be head of the company, wouldn't you?
Yes. Well, let's hope nothing does.
Yeah, I didn't know she was thinking of letting it. Didn't tell me nothing.
This is all there is?
Yes, well, it's not much as you can see, miss. Here, you know, it always beats me why she don't get herself a better place. Not that she can't afford it, you know, with all that money.
She's rich, then?
Well, it stands to reason, doesn't it? Widowed a couple of times or more, all of them wealthy men. Oh, blimey.
Are you sure?
So they say, miss.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, miss.
More papers to sign? You are a busy girl.
It's a busy time for us.
Well, I'll go and see, but I don't think I can. He was asleep just a few moments ago, and I don't want to disturb him. Oh, just leave your things. You can wait down there. No! No, I'm afraid he's fast asleep. Oh, leave the papers. I'll have him look at them when he wakes up.
It's all right. I'll come back tomorrow.
Such a long journey. Would you like a drink before you go?
No, thank you. I'm driving. What did the doctor say?
Liz.
Oh, he said it's some new 48-hour bug. It'll run its course.
I do hope he's better tomorrow.
Liz.
Why don't you telephone before you come next time? It might save you a journey.
Oh, I don't mind. I shall keep on coming until I see him.
Just as you wish.
Good night.
Good night.
Was that Liz?
Yes, darling. I sent her away.
What does she want?
Nothing for you to worry about.
I want to see her.
You shall do, darling. Just as soon as you're better.
When's the doctor coming again?
Tomorrow. He'll be coming tomorrow.
Oh,
Someone's got to.
yes, of course. Anything you need? Mr. Matthews? It's about Mr. Mansell's wife.
What about, Clara?
Well, how much do you know about her? How much did Mr. Mansell know about her before they married?
I don't care how much he knew about her. It's none of my business. And I might suggest it's none of yours either.
I think it has to be our business. There are certain things that have happened, things that I've found out.
I don't wish to know what you found out. No, if you've been grubbing about in her past, hoping to find something that might damage her...
I haven't. It's not like that.
Oh, I know what you women are like when someone else has grabbed the prize from under your
Please,
nose.
I've got someone coming this evening. All I want you to do is have a word with him.
I will do no such thing. God, some grubby little private detective.
No,
You've had...
nothing like that. He's a professor.
Now, listen to me.
The British Museum put me on to...
I said listen to me. I don't know what you're up to and I don't care, but I shall report your behavior to Tony as soon as he's back. Now, you'd better start looking for a new job.
Have you been talking to Mrs. Mansell?
Get out! Now!
Mr. Pritchard to see you.
Did you find...
This is the likeness of the creature in question, which you gave me. And this is a 16th century woodcut of Carla, the Witch of Crampton. You see? You see? Carla, Clara. The transposed letters. They do that very often. It amuses them.
But this is the one. This is the picture I remembered from school. I saw it in an old book in the British Museum that time, but I couldn't remember the title.
You saw it in a book? But this is the original. Taken from the life at the start of her career. Well, that makes it potent. Very, very potent.
Clara, I don't think we should...
I knew you'd come.
But I didn't intend to. I set out from the office. I don't know what I'm doing here even now.
Come. I want to talk to you.
help us. Look at him, he's dying. She's killed him.
He's got to help us to help him. Fetish. Must be somewhere near at hand.
Fetish?
Yes, the image she's made of him, the killing image. It must be near to work so fast.
Mr. Mansell. Tony. Dear Tony.
Liz. Good old Liz. I knew you'd come.
Tony, listen. Don't talk. Clara's what they used to call a witch. She killed your wife and Laker and Todd. Now she's killing you. She's done it before. She's been doing it a long, long time.
The fetish. Ask him about the fetish.
Tony, listen to me. Did you see Clara bring anything in here? A sort of...
Image. A little figure. Probably made of wax.
We've got to call a doctor.
Doctors can't help. Mr. Mansell, when the creature's been in here, has she seemed to stay close to anything? Is there something she seemed drawn to? Oh, it's a beauty. A real little beauty. If a doctor were here now, he'd go quietly out of his mind. Unless, of course, he'd been with me in Africa.
There's no need to have a conscience. I'm not saying anything will happen. I'm only saying if. Not as though you're being disloyal.
But there's nothing she can do to me now. Now that we know, and you've found that thing.
But indeed there is. The creature still has tremendous power. If she found out that we were onto her, her vengeance would be incalculable. True, she would have to abandon all subtlety, but she could destroy us all.
What do we do?
We must destroy her.
Loyalty! Disloyalty! The fuss you all make about words! Words! The only thing is to survive. To survive! When will you people learn this?
Oh, my dear, are you all right?
Yes. Yes. Would you excuse me a minute? There is something I must do.
This, taken from the life at the beginning, this is what makes her vulnerable. The knowledge that it existed somewhere must have given her nightmares. Now, something of hers.
There's a whole wardrobe here.
No, it must be something closer to home than that, more personal. There's something of the creature's substance. No. There isn't much time. Yes! No, not the brush. The hair.
He shall know what it is to curse me.
Hello?
May I speak to Mr. Mansell, please?
Wow.
My name is Clara Pat. Modern maids gave me your name. They seem to think that we might suit each other.
Modern maids?
Mansell? Is he expecting you?
Yes.
Well, I'll just buzz him through on the intercom.
No, don't worry. I'll surprise him. Good morning.
Good morning. I want you to marry me.
We've known each other one afternoon.
How long does it take?
Well, how much do you know about her? How much did Mr. Mansell know about her before they married?
I don't care how much he knew about her. It's none of my business.
There are certain things that have happened, things that I found out.
I don't wish to know what you found out.